What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Savage Rips. In today's video, we're going to make a tier list of the Scarlet and Violet era TCG sets from best to worst. I'm sure you've seen a lot of these on YouTube, but here's my list that we're going to get into in a second. Before we start, I do want to remind you guys that we are giving away this promo right here. This is the Mega Evolution stamped promo from Mega Evolution base set. We're giving this away. Go to my first video that I posted. Pretty much, it's my origin video, how I got back into the hobby after 20 years, and how I got into the live ripping scene that we are now. Today, I actually surpassed 10,000 followers on TikTok. So if you are on TikTok, we are going to be giving these away. Is this going to be backwards? I don't know. Nope. We are going to be giving these away to one follower that's commented on the video. This is pinned on my TikTok page, Savage Rips. It's one of the pinned videos. If you want to go comment on that, tag some friends. We're going to be giving that away probably the last week of October. We'll be giving that away. All right, so let's get started in this tier list. So we're going to start off with Scarlet and Violet base. Honestly, this set was not well accepted, I feel like, when it first came out. It was the first set with gray borders. And coming out of Sword and Shield era, we were coming out of a pretty good high as far as artwork. We were getting trainer galleries that last year. That was the first year that I was back into the hobby with Brilliant Stars. And to get the Brilliant Stars trainer gallery and then going into the trainer galleries for the next three sets, which was Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, and Silver Tempest, and then ending on Crown Zenith, we were really at a high as far as like pull rates and artwork and all that stuff. So we got Scarlet and Violet, first gray border set. Of course, it's a new generation of Pokemon, so there's always this love-hate when new sets come out. We'll probably see it with Gen 10 as well when that comes. But Scarlet and Violet base, and before I do it, actually, let's just pull up Pokedata real quick on the Scarlet and Violet base set. The top chase, the Gardevoir EX. When it first came out, it was the Miram. This was a big card in Japanese, and it converted to, when it came over here, it wasn't as good. But you look at the top 10 cards here, you're going to see the Ralts, Kirlia, and Gardevoir. Love the storyline behind these cards. You're going to see that in the top 10, as well as the legendaries, the Miraidon and the Koraidon EX. I think the Miraidon artwork is absolutely stunning. When you look at these cards in person, you really are going to, you really love them. The Graveyard has recently been pushed up a bit. I don't know if it was because of the Gem Pack Volume 3, the Chinese set that just came out. I'm not sure why this was being pushed, but a big guess is that there's a Ghastly and a Gengar in here. I'm not sure why there's no Haunter in here. Like, again, I don't know why Pokemon does certain things, but I don't know why there's no Haunter. I love the Riolu, Slowpoke, obviously, Gen 1 favorite, and the Drowsy as well. The Drowsy card was pumped for a minute. This went up to like, what, 80 or 90 bucks. I mean, the artwork is cool. Nothing crazy as far as that. Gardevoir definitely is beautiful. I think it's definitely one of the fan favorite Pokemon that drives people in. So let's go back over here to the tier list. Scarlet and Violet base, I think, is a good mid-tier list. I'm going to throw it in B for that. Paldea Evolved. I made a video about this, and I don't know why Paldea Evolved is the biggest set as far as value in this era. Not many people are saying this, but like there really isn't anything crazy aside from the Magikarp that I like in this set. Let's pull up the Paldea Evolved set. So, right off the bat, which is kind of crazy, is that you look at the top 5 cards in the set, 4 of them are illustration rares. And 2 of them are Gen 1 Pokemon, Magikarp and Raichu. The Tyranitar is a very popular Pokemon in the hobby. And Mousehold has actually climbed up to be, it's a cute card. It's a very cute card. A lot of people do love the Mousehold. I do love the shinies in Paldean Fates, but this was the set that actually highlighted the Gen 9 starters. So you're going to see Fuecoco over there, and then Skeledirge right next to it. And then where is... Yeah, Crocolore is all the way down here. I mean, they're really... To be honest, you look at this set, and it's just not... It's not that good. This set's not doing it for me. Honestly, I don't know what the craziness is about Paldea Evolved. I don't know if that's a hot take. You guys let me know in the comments. I think Scarlet and Violet base is better than Paldea Evolved. I'm going to put Paldea Evolved at C. Let's keep it there for now. Let's see what happens. Obsidian Flames. Now, Obsidian Flames, I love Charizard. It's my favorite Pokemon. So, you know, you look at Obsidian Flames, it's a Charizard set. You pop open the data here. Charizard is obviously at the top. So the fact that the Charizard is $88 is crazy. I understand it's a small set. Pull rates are a little more generous, but it's a Charizard. Like the artwork here from Akiragawa is beautiful. I love it. I think it's one of the first styles that I've seen that's like this. It's like a sketch, and then you got the Paldea Fates shiny Charizard, beautiful. And the gold card is the second most valuable here in the set. Looking at the top 10, you got the Ninetales, beautiful artwork. I mean, I think the Ninetales looks better. Yeah, I mean, it's very close in value, better than the Charizard, the gold Charizard. This Cleffa is beautiful. It's not a Gen 1, but Clefairy is, and it's tied to the Clefairy. Gloom is Gen 1. Pidgeot is Gen 1. Pidgey, you know. So you got the top 10. The Scizor is really cool. The Houndour, obviously a popular Pokemon with the Houndoom and all that. Because it has Charizard in it, I do think that it is better than Paldea Evolved. I'm going to put Obsidian Flames at B. 151, we're going to look, I mean, at this point, is there anywhere else for 151 to be but at the top? So let's just take a look at the set list here. Okay. This one makes the most sense as far as chases SIRs to the value, right? Okay, you got the Charizard at the top spot by a hefty margin here. And then you got the Venusaur and the Blastoise very close, 87, 81. My favorite SIR in the entire era, this is my favorite Pokemon right after Charizard, is Zapdos. I think this is a stunning card. We got all three legendaries, Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno on the card. And the beautiful Alakazam. Like this ranking here, as far as like where the value stands, I think makes the most sense. Then you got the actual Gen 1 starters, the first evolution, basic. And then that Pikachu card is amazing. That Pikachu card, I don't know why we weren't, we were sleeping on that a little bit. Like this is something like, this is top tier. You're looking at favorite Pokemon from the beginning of the hobby, getting beautiful illustration rare cards and special illustration rare cards. I mean, you're looking at this list, it's beautiful. So again, we didn't really need to take a look at it because everyone knows 151 is S tier. Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift is my sleeper set. I've been saying this for a while. I actually wasn't a huge fan of it when it came out. Again, it's newer mechanics that brought in ancient and future. But let's look at the set list here. My favorite artwork in this set is going to be this Roaring Moon EX. A beautiful card. Look at all the Pokemon that are in here. It's just such a sick looking card. The way the wings are up, the roaring, you know, you can just hear this card, right? So for it to be number 3 is a little bit disappointing. It's very close behind the Altaria, which is absolutely beautiful as well. This also reminds me of the Zapdos card from 151 and the Aerodactyl from Lost Origin. Just the flying view, I do like that. But the Groudon is a huge legendary fan favorite in Pokemon, and the artwork is stunning. You've got the volcanoes and everything just exploding behind it. It's just such a really cool looking card. Great job on the artwork there. My least favorite card, as far as SIRs are concerned, is this Garchomp. It reminds me of, it's giving like when you used to take a picture in like elementary school and they had those like weird backdrops. Like what the hell is this background? Like every other card has like look at this Morpeko. Stunning. It's the same value. I love this Morpeko. Think that Paradox Rift I'm going to put next to, it's either B or C. I don't know if I can put it. We might be moving Paldea Evolved up here to B, but let's just take a look. Okay, Paldea Fates. So Paldea Fates was like one of my most popular sets to rip. I'm a pretty big believer, and I don't know if you guys want to tell me this in the comments. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. For those of you that rip packs, do you feel like that first wave products are loaded more with hits? I don't know. I feel like the more stuff I open up early on, the better the hit rates are. These top 3 cards in here, and rightfully so, We pulled so many of these cards the first month. We were opening up a lot of ETBs. We gave away all the Mimikyu promos to people in the energy breaks. I do a lot of energy breaks on TikTok, but we pulled so many of these. And Bubble Mew, I mean, listen, I'm definitely biased. When you look at these three cards, I mean, granted, the Charizard is a little busy. Again, Akiragawa, beautiful artwork, great artist. It looks very busy. I feel like the background could have been a little lighter or just a different color so the Charizard stood out more. But again, it's such a unique card. We don't have cards that look like this where it looks just drawn out. But the Gardevoir is beautiful. Bubble Mew, obviously, we know where it's at right now. You can see it here, right? Artwork very minimal. I don't think it should be at the top spot. Don't get me wrong, beautiful card. These top three are all amazing, and you can tell with the popularity. Gardevoir's up there, Charizard's up there, Mew is up there. Fourth card is a baby shiny Pikachu. So it's the shinies are actually shining, no pun intended, in this set, and you can see it here in the top 10. This Clive card is just adorable. Like, look at this, look at this. Look at all the Pokemon you have in here. It's a unique style type of art, right? I do love that. Paldean Fates, look, right now, people would put this next to 151, and I'm going to have to put it at A. Temporal Forces, guys, I hope I don't disappoint a lot of you guys. We'll look at the list in a second, but before I do, I'm putting it in D. This was one of my least favorite sets that I've ever opened up. This was the first set in Scarlet Violet era that the pull rates just started going to shit. All right, so I don't think this set is actually good at all, to be honest. Very much into the future and ancient mechanics here with this one. You open up the set here immediately. The top chase is $69. It's a ghastly card. Don't get me wrong. This is a beautiful card. I pulled one. I graded it PSA 10, and I recently sold it. I think it was time to take some gains on that card, so I recently sold it. But this is a really cool. This is actually very strange. Gengar, I'm not sure where your tongue is at, but bro, that's just a little weird. I like the Meowth in the card as well, but definitely like spooky season vibes. But then the biggest chase that was around for a while, I think, was this Iron Crown. That was the biggest one, and then it shifted over to Raging Bolt. And again, like, these are future and ancient Pokemon. Like, they're not that popular, so like you can see the price points here is just like, the Morty's Conviction is only big because there's a Gengar there. I mean, that's my opinion. Let's scroll down a little bit more. You got the Gengar full art in a top 10. You got a full art. The Gouging Fire SIR, the Sawsbuck is cool. That goes with the Deerling card. I do like that they join and make one picture. Iron Leaves, I mean, look, they are nice looking cards, but the set just doesn't do it for me. I mean, like, I don't know. You tell me in the comments. I think it's worse than Shrouded. So that belongs in D tier for me. We're going to go with Twilight Masquerade. So shifting over to Twilight Masquerade, this was probably one of the first sets that the chase started to really, really take off. You can see it here in the value of the Greninja. There's other beautiful cards here. Like, the Perrin is really nice. I do love how it goes with the Growlithe. Beautiful card, two cards that make the one picture. The Eevee, absolutely stunning. Again, a Gen 1 Pokemon, but look at all the Eevees in here. Look at how cute this is. Then you got the Carmine. The Blood Moon Ursaluna is a little popular. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Ogerpon. I'm just like, I'm not even sure what that is. Chansey is really cool. Again, Chansey's in top 10. So that's the Eevee and the Chansey as Gen 1 Pokemon. Greninja is a very favorite Pokemon in the hobby. Again, without the Greninja being here, I mean, the Greninja artwork is just stunning. And you look at this, you're like, damn, that is fire. So let's go back to the list. Now, Twilight Masquerade. I will put Twilight Masquerade. I'm going to put it next to with these right here. Shrouded Fable was a very weird time in the hobby. I feel like this set looked like it was Halloween, but it was like August when it came out. And then you can tell, like, when you pull up the value of these cards, like, what are we talking about? The Gold Earthen Vessel, very playable card. That's the top chase in the set? A gold item card? Man, I can't put this above that lower tier. I mean, Pheasantipity, again, these are only big because they're playable. Once these go out of rotation, Persian makes sense. Persian's a really cool card. Gen 1 Pokemon, popular Pokemon. There's a Houndoom. Look at this artwork, guys. Just like vicious. Like, you know, I love it. And then the Duskull, the Dusclops, and the Duskmar look really cool. These three cards over here. But, I mean, they're like not even in, you know, the Cassiopeia was actually one of the bigger chases as well when it first came out. Monkey Dory just not doing it for me. Pheasantipity, Pecharunt, like none of these are doing it for me. But again, it's not going to be anything that's going to be above this D tier. Shrouded Fable, get your ass down there. Stellar Crown. Stellar Crown gets a lot of hate. Stellar Crown gets a lot of hate from people. But we forget that, you know, Stellar Crown has the other two cards that go with the Charmander Obsidian Flames promo. So and there they are. They're 1 and 2 in the set. Now again, this is another set that illustration rares are at the top of the list as far as value. And by a long shot. Look at this. 83 for the Squirtle, 62 for the Bulbasaur, and then $40 for the Terapagos, which is one of the biggest. This card is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It looks awesome. But again, the popularity is just still not there, or it's just not there. The Dash Bun is actually pretty cool. I do love this artwork. Like when you're looking at straight artwork, like look at this. It's like a dessert table. I think it's really cool. But then you got the Hydrapple, definitely a different looking style card there. Lacey SIR, I do think this is probably one of my favorite illustration SIRs trainers. Galvantula, I think it's a cool looking SIR. Briar, Milcery illustration rare, like that. This is the top 10. It is a little bit of a weak set. You know, it's a small set. So I do like Joltik. I do like that. The Zeraora is a beautiful illustration rare over here. I mean, probably one of the better looking ones. Again, with the colors, the pinks, the blues. As we go down this list, Lapras should have had a special illustration rare in this set. I don't, again, part of, you know, I don't know what Pokemon's thinking when they do certain things, why Lapras didn't get one. The Bulbasaur and the Squirtle, I don't know if I can put so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move Paldea Evolved over here to mid-right B, right? We're gonna put Stellar Crown in C. It can't Stellar Crown is not the same as Paldea, so we'll move Paldea up. That makes more sense here. And then we'll put Stellar Crown in C. It's definitely better than Temporal and Shrouded. Let's move on to the next set, which kind of marks a significant place in the Pokemon TCG hobby where things just really, really ramped up and took off. This was my favorite set in Scarlet and Violet era for a long time. I mean, you look at the set here, a lot of people do not like the Beehole Pikachu. I mean, I get it. It is a beautiful card, sure. Is a Stellar Crown a popular mechanic? No. But, you know, I think they could have done more with the card. I do like how Pikachu is portrayed here, but there's a lot of like empty space in this card. So anyway, the Latias, absolutely stunning SIR. Milotic, stunning top tier SIR. Then you got the Gold Pikachu, but let's skip over to the Hydreigon SIR. Beautiful, top tier SIR. I think this is a Kiragawa as well. Yep. So very similar style, even how to the Mega Latias that we have in Mega Evolutions right now. But I love that style. Lissia's Appeal, not a huge fan really of this one. Then you got the Latias illustration rare. I love that card, beautiful artwork. And this Alolan Executor, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I really love how the colors in this entire card go together, even with the stellar borders on this card. I do love the stellar borders on these SIRs, and I do miss them actually a lot. I do like that a lot. Jasmine's Gaze, not a fan of it. Durant, probably one of the least pulled SIRs, so I really was like hating on this for a while. I do like how if you put multiple Durant cards next to each other, they do look like a line of ants. That's really cool. Pikachu EX full art coming up next, and then this Ceruledge. I do love this Ceruledge a lot. Yeah, I mean, Surging Sparks, when you think about a good set, you think about a set that has depth, that's like, you know, it's not just one chase like the Magikarp. You look at this top row, even if you remove the Gold Pikachu, Lissia's Appeal comes up here. So you have 4 Pokemon, and they're on the popular side. Pikachu, Latias, Milotic, Hydreigon, and then you have the Lysia's Appeal outside this gold. You know what I mean? Like this set is going to be a bigger set in the future. It's Pikachu. Pikachu is the mascot of Pokemon. Let's see where we would put this. I'm going to put Surging Sparks right next to Paldean Fates. It's A tier. It's not quite as good as 151, but it is definitely A tier. All right. The big boy in the room, Prismatic Evolutions. This is where things kind of get a little tough, right? So now in the timeline, in the current timeline of Pokemon at that time, we started to see product just start. It was very scarce, not available. Prices for everything starting to go up. If you're watching this, in 2025, you know this. But you look at this set. Take a look at the top 10 cards over here, guys. I mean, it's crazy. The pull rates are difficult. They are. But where else are you going to get the opportunity to pull a God pack that has Eevee and all the evolutions in one pack that's worth thousands of dollars in one pack? There's no set. This set to me has there's no comparison. I'm going to put it next to 151. Obviously, that's where it belongs in the list. But when you look at this set, I mean, guys, look at the artwork on the evolutions. Umbreon, stunning. Sylveon. I actually love Sylveon. I think Sylveon is my favorite evolution. Now, it's all the Sylveon cards I love. Leafeon. You got the Roaring Moon, which is Shinji Kanda, which I feel like is up here because of that. But also the artwork is sick. Again, Roaring Moon is I love Roaring Moon. Espeon, Vaporeon, Glaceon, Flareon, Jolteon, and then the Ceruledge. So what do we have? We have all 8 of the evolutions up here in the top 10, obviously. Tonight, we actually pulled the Glace. Someone came into the stream. Shout out to Pork Eating Crusader. Pulled the Glaceon He bought 20 packs. Pulled the Glaceon EX and pulled the Kieran SIR. 2 SIRs are 20 packs. Fire. Then the 11th card here is the Eevee. Again, I think that Dragapult, yeah, it's a little popular, but the artwork is really, interesting, unique. Then you got the Umbreon Master Ball. This was a set that had a lot of variants. I'm really not a huge fan of Master Balls. I feel like when we opened up Japanese 151, everyone was like, yo, we need Master Balls in English. No, we don't. We don't need any more Pokeball Master Ball variants. We don't need any more of that, please. And then you got your Raging Bolt. I think this is a cooler looking card than the one from Temporal Forces. Blood Moon Ursaluna, definitely cooler looking than the one in Twilight. Goldango EX. This one looks cool. This one looks like a fun card with all the gold coins coming out. Palafin, you got the gold Pikachu. This gold card in person looks absolutely stunning. Iron Valiant's cool. The Iron Hands card looks cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of these cards look awesome. Look at this Sandy Shocks. Even the Petrarun here. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The Petrarun kind of looks pretty cool. And here you go with all your evolution. This looks really nice over here. Just like how it looks next to each other. All the Master Balls. I love that. But yeah, guys, this set, top tier. I think this is going to be a great set move, in the future. Definitely pick up some Prismatic if you can. Definitely up there is an S tier. Moving on to Journey Together. Journey Together, again, Journey Together gets a lot of hate. And I don't really know why. I feel like, look at this. You pull up the top 10. There were some sets that are in C tier that don't have a top 10 that looks this great. Lily's Clefairy EX, beautiful looking card. You got a Gen 1 Pokemon there. Here's the Salamence, again, another popular Pokemon. Salamence and Roaring Moon really getting a lot of love in Scarlet Violet era. Even this picture is off center. left heavy. And Zoroark. I wasn't around for like N and all of these trainers, but pretty cool to see the SIRs here. But then, the third card is $60, nothing crazy. Bellybolt, again, I was saying it earlier. I think it's one of my newer favorite Pokemon, so I'm going to start to chase some of the Bellybolts. Iono's Bellybolt EX SIR, really, really cool. And this Hopzation, look at how cool this angle looks. I'm really loving all the angles that they have on these. This Salamence is my favorite card in the set. Salamence. I've been saying Salamence, but Salamence is my favorite card in the set. I mean, it's just stunning. Nothing too crazy, but top 10 cards do look decent as far as the artwork is concerned. Where are we going to put Journey together? I think I'm going to have to put Journey together right next to Stellar Crown over here in C tier, right? I either want to put it up with B or I want to bring Paradox Rift down to C. We'll take a look in a second. So Destined Rivals, and we have 2 sets left. Destin, thank you so much, guys. If you're still watching this, thank you so much. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think of where we're at so far. Anything that you would have changed while you're on the way, or if you straight up think that I make no sense. I mean, listen, everything is subjective. You guys have your own opinions as well. But let's drop into Destined Rivals. Now, I said earlier, Surging Sparks was my favorite set in Scarlet Violet at the time until Destined Rivals came out. But look at the top 10 list of Destined Rivals, guys, and tell me this is not the best set in the era. I'm going to say it right now before we get to Black and White, but it's better than Black and White. Again, Gen 5, I wasn't around in the hobby for it. I do appreciate what they've done with it. We'll get to it in a second. But you have top 6 cards are SIRs, and 8 out of the top 10 are SIRs. Mewtwo, of course, the king, sitting up at the top here. I definitely hyped this card up before it was released. I said, we're not ready for Mewtwo SIR in the way that, in the state that Pokemon was in at that time. Like, the hype was at an unbelievable level, right? It was at this high height with Prismatic, and it came down a bit with Journey Together, and then we knew a Team Rocket set was coming. I feel like some people were disappointed that it wasn't like a Team Rocket set. And there's some cards in here that I feel like don't belong in here, which we'll get to. But Mewtwo is just, again, with more of the angles. Look at how this shot is taken. Looking from like street level up, Mewtwo's looking down at us. Like, it's just so sick. Definitely going to be a big chase moving forward. Someone in the community was looking to sell this. We picked it up. My brother picked it up for my nephew for his master set. Shout out to you, Stav, because it's tough pulling master sets, and he pulled a decent amount of SIRs himself. He is missing Cynthia's Garchomp. He pulled the Ho-Oh, and my favorite SIR in the set. Gosh, am I like a groupie for OG Legendary Birds? Look at this Moltres, though, guys. Again, another Akiragawa artwork. Akiragawa, I think I just like the art. It's just beautiful. But look at the Moltres, just fully taking center stage in this card. Taking the entire card with the flames and the trainers there, the Team Rocket grunt or whatever. But then you got, like, you know, the cityscape in the background. Just unreal. This Team Rocket's Nidoking is really cool as well. You got Giovanni in the back, you know, just demanding and calling out the shots over there. Beautiful looking card. The Crobat I'm not a huge fan of. We did pull quite a bit of these on the stream. I think it's a cool looking card, don't get me wrong, but probably my least favorite out of those 6 that we looked at. The Gold Mewtwo comes next, and then Misty Psyduck, which is just a stunning card. Again, with the angles, this is an underwater shot of Misty with Psyduck there. You know, a popular Pokemon, a Gen 1 Pokemon with that. So, beautiful card. What's that at right now? 65. And then you got Ethan's Adventure, which is so cool. You got the Pichu, the Cyndaquil, the Slugma. I love this. I remember using Ethan when we went to pre-release for Destined Rivals. Really, really cool mechanics with the Ethan's Adventure card. And then you got Team Rocket's Giovanni rounding out top 10. So I think that Destined Rivals, obviously, for me, is the best set in the era. I still don't think. Now, 151 and Prismatic are specialty sets. So, you know, they're like holiday sets. So we can't really. Nope, I'm going to put Destined Rivals up there. I am. I'm going to put Destined Rivals up there. It is. It belongs up there. It's better than Surging Sparks. It's better than Paldea Fates, in my opinion. So I want to put Destined Rivals at the top. Let's go over to now. They on Pokedata, they actually break out Black Bolt and White Flare. We'll open these up for individually. They did something really special with the Victini. And the black and white rares with Zekrom and Reshiram. I think that these are some of the best looking cards in the era. They're hard to pull. We've pulled a couple of black Zakrams. I don't think we pulled any BWR Reshiram's. We pulled 2 red Victinis. We pulled one of these. We pulled one of these. But like, you know, it's tough because this set has all illustration rares for every Gen 5 Pokemon. Again, for me, the Pokemon don't do it, which is why I'm not going to put these. This is really isn't at the top of the list for me. Don't get me wrong. I think they did something really special by making all these illustration rares, but they killed it when they had a regular version, a Pokeball version, a Master Ball version, and an illustration rare. But yes, Victini and Zekrom definitely belong up here. Seismitoad's definitely pumped because of the Shinji Kondo rather, but nothing too crazy for me as far as the hits. But I do like, and obviously it's very clear why the red Victini is at the top, and then you have the black and white rare Reshiram and Zekrom, and then the Reshiram SIR and the Zekrom SIR. Hydreigon's beautiful, Keldeo is beautiful, Hilda is beautiful. I think White Flare almost has a little bit of a better set list. I think maybe I thought a lot of people were thinking Black Bolt. One thing I do hate that Pokemon did is that they put a red Victini in both sets at different numbers in the set. So if you wanted to master everything, you need to pull 2 red Victinis. I think that that's, again, to the point, that's a little overkill. So we're not going to sit too much on this. This is the last one here. Where are we going to put Black Bolt, White Flare? I'm going to have to put it in A tier. It's not as good as these 3 up at the top. I think that it's better than these sets, and yeah. So I'm actually pretty confident looking at this. We got 151 Prismatic Evolutions and Desert Rivals at S tier. We got Paldean Fates, Surging Sparks in Black and White in A tier, and then in B tier, SV Base, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift, Twilight Masquerade, Stellar Crown, and Journey Together is in the C tier, and then D tier, we've got Temporal Forces and Shrouded Fable. Shoot, I would put Temporal Forces in an F tier if I could. I'm such a hater on that set. But guys, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully this is not too long of a video. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And you know, join us over on TikTok if you do have one for some energy breaks. But guys, thank you so much for joining me on this tier list journey. I hope that I didn't disappoint too much, and I hope that this is not too long. But this was the first full era back into the hobby for me as both a collector and as a rip and shipper, or someone that has a community that we open cards together. If you do have TikTok, go over there, join us, and you know, see what it's about. Join the Discord as well. Like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and I will be back with more videos. Maybe we'll do a little tour. I gotta clean this room up, but maybe we can do a little tour of the room and show you guys, you know, what's behind the camera over here. I do have some booster boxes up here in my personal collection. So we'll do that on one of the videos to come, and I'll show you the streaming room and everything. As soon as I get things cleaned up a little bit down here, it's a little crazy. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.